Hi, I'm calling in from my way back from Palmer District Court back to the office, and it was my first trip there. Ended up with a dismissal, got a great resolution of the case, all counts dismissed, and now I'm heading to, I'm going back to the office. I'm going to put a pin in the map. I started a map documenting all my courts. This is number 67. Never been there before, so I'm 1 for 1 in Palmer. And it got me thinking about a question that I'm often asked, and that is it better to have the best lawyer I can get? Better to get a Boston lawyer or somebody from the suburbs? This question comes from people in the suburbs, usually in a smaller town, and they're wondering whether to hire a local guy who's familiar with the court, who's friendly with the prosecutors, who knows the players. And it's usually from people with lower level crimes, people that know that they want to probably plea because the likelihood of jail is low, and the bigger issue is, what's going to happen with their record. So people that know that they just, for whatever reason, they don't want to try the case, or maybe they're guilty and they want to have a lesser punishment. So in that context, people wonder, is it better to get somebody who's local? Is a local guy more likely to get an accommodation? Are they going to get the prosecutor to bend over backwards for my case and get a dismissal, for instance, or get a lower recommendation for a deal than somebody like me? Well, I suppose it's possible. If that does happen, though, I'd be concerned, because if you get a relationship where the local attorney's getting those accommodations from the prosecutor, I'd be concerned that it's happening the other way, that the attorney may be losing ground and willing to give up pushing other cases, so they might get somewhere in one case and not on the other. And I'd also be concerned that somebody who shows up in the same court every day might not be willing to ruffle feathers. They are comfortable, they're friendly with the people there, they might be willing to ask for deals, but mostly stick within the confines of what's typically acceptable given the culture of the court. On the other hand, I go in, I ask for the world, I ask for the very best possible outcome, and don't consider what the culture of the court is. I consider what's right. What do I think I can get? What's the best outcome? What makes sense in this case that I can do for my client? And that's my only job. When I go into a court, my only job is for my client. I'm friendly too. I'm diplomatic. I treat people right, the prosecutors, the judge, the probation officers, everybody. But in the end, my job there is not to make friends. My job is to do the best that I can for my client. Now, this is not to disparage local attorneys. I know plenty of them that are very good. I'm sure that there are, mostly good, and probably this happens very little. But the concern is people call in, they ask, is it better to get somebody who's, in the club, in the local club? Is it better? Well, I think if those kind of relationships are going on, I'd be concerned that it may not work out in your case.